So today we're going to be making a face mask because we know that face masks are needed right now because of the whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing. So we're going to be making it using a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, use needle and thread, get artsy with it, or use fabric glue. But let's go ahead and get right into the video. No further delay. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let's go. And for the things you'll need, we're going to be using felt and cotton. For the felt, I'm using felt because it mainly looks like a filter in itself. So if you look at felt really closely, it looks like it's woven in so many different ways that, it's kind of like a filter. So I'm using that. And for the cotton, I'm going to be using an old shirt, mainly because that just feels better against your face. So the felt's for like the filter, and then the cotton's like also a second filter in a way, but it just makes your face feel more comfortable. Next, what you're going to need is a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can also use needle and thread. Don't be lazy. And if you don't have that, go ahead and get some fabric glue. But if you're going to Walmart to get the fabric glue, might as well get the needle and thread anyway. Also, you need some pens, a pencil, or a marker, just something to mark your clothing with, just so you can make some guidelines. An old bra, not for anything crazy, but the old bra has elastic straps. And we need about 7 inches of elastic straps. So go ahead and get that off the old bra from your mom or sister, whatever it may be, and cut those off. After that, we're going to need some measuring tape to measure out our measurements. Or if you don't have measuring tape, which I know a lot of people, just don't have that lying around all the time, I have some templates down in the description below. So if you just want to print those out, it'll be the same sizes that I'm using for my, project here. Also, we need some pins just to pin down the fabric. And lastly, some scissors just to make our cuts, or you can use a rotary cutter as well. But scissors are also handy because normally everybody has that. Now what you want to do is go to get out your pen and felt. You're going to measure out 9 inches in length and 5.5 inches in height. So 9 inches in length, 5.5 in height, and then you're going to go ahead and cut that out. Once you're done cutting that out, you're going to go ahead and grab your felt that you just cut out, lay it on top of your old shirt, and go ahead and cut that out as well using the same measurements you just used from your felt. So it's going to be pretty simple. All right, so now that you have your felt and your shirt all cut up and even, next thing you want to do is bust out that old bra that you got from your mom or auntie or whatever it is. And then you're going to measure out 7 inches of elastic. Make sure you have measured out first before cutting it like I did here. That was kind of dumb. Measure out 7 inches, make sure you have that, and then go ahead and cut it out. After you go ahead and cut off your elastic, you're going to get your felt in fabric again. I know my felt is a different color now. Somehow between that time and this time, I screwed it up, so I got a new piece. But go ahead and get your felt cotton in your elastic, and you're going to put the elastic inside the felt and cotton. So you're going to make a sandwich with it almost. But when you put it in there, make sure the corners are touching, and make sure the edge of the elastic is not touching the edge of the felt and cotton. So you're basically doing it how you see it here. The main reasons why you don't want the elastic touching the edge of the fabric is because when you sew it down, you don't want the edges to be caught in the sew. You want it to be kind of free so it can go around your ears when you flip it out later. Once you have that down, make sure you pin them down, like I said, in a sandwich form, and then, continue from there. Maybe this isn't necessary to say, but I'm only doing it on one side. Of course, you want to do it on all 4 sides, all 4 corners, okay? So I'm just going to show you one side, just do it and repeat on the other side. All right, so as you can see here, I did pin around around the edges too, just so the cotton doesn't move on top of the felt when I'm sewing it. But if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. If you feel comfortable just holding it down, do that as well. But I pinned them all down on the edges. So when you're starting to sew, you want to start and then with a back stitch, of course, but every time you get to a corner where that elastic is, you want to go over it a couple of times. So you're going to keep going backwards and then forward and backwards, and then go forward and go and continue on. So you basically just want to make sure and ensure that that elastic isn't going to come loose. So just start in with a back stitch and then go around, and every time you get to an elastic, just back stitch a little bit, then forward stitch, and then keep going. And once you're done all that, next thing you want to do is make sure you leave like a little hole so you don't close the stitch all the way. Leave a little hole so you can flip the fabric inside out as you see here. And then once you flip it inside out, you're pretty much good to go. Let's go check it out in the mirror, and then we can move forward. All right, so now that you check it out in the mirror, you can definitely see that it works, but the sides are really, really open. And this is because we need some pleats on the sides just to make it form to your face a little bit more. So let's go ahead and take it back to the sewing machine, or we can stitch it up at this point, to be honest. And let's go ahead and put in some pleats. All right, so to get the measurements for the pleats is pretty simple. You should have about 5 inches of fabric now that you sewed it all up, because about half an inch is gone after you make all the sewing and everything. So half of 5.5 would be 2.5, but you want a half of that. So at the top, you're gonna put between 1.5, you're gonna mark there, and at the bottom, you're gonna mark between 3.5. So you're gonna mark right in between there. And to make the pleats, you're pretty much going to fold down, and you want that bottom line, that mark you made, to be at the bottom of the pleat. So you're just going to fold down on the pleat, and then you're just going to be able to sew over that part there. You're going to back stitch over it, just make sure it's really, really there. After you got the pleats marked up, you just want to take it to your sewing machine and just, do a back stitch over this portion. So you're going to go forward, go back, go forward. I'm just using tweezers just so it's a little bit easier. You could definitely use your hands. It's not something you have to be specific and, accurate about. But you just want to make sure those pleats are folded down, back stitch over it, and you should be good. After you're done, it should look a little something like this. You should now have like a curve at the edge, so now it's going to be formed to your face when you wear it. And once you check it out in the mirror, it should come out like this. and you're pretty much good to go. And that's how you make yourself a face mask. I'm going to be trying to do another video like this just to show you guys how to do it without the sewing machine, because even if I said you can, I believe some of you guys won't do it. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video soon. Peace, stay safe, bye. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, or don't forget, and bye.